Hello, my beautiful beasties. It's Tina, your host. Welcome to the Courageous Inner Beast. In today's minisode, it is a bit of a downer, but it takes courageous strength to keep your head held high while going through the logistic of so many uncertainty. We are going to talk about grief and the endless uncertainty of what could happen, but you're like, I don't know if this is actually going to happen. So let's just get started. This past Tuesday night, my senior dog, Teddy, woke me up 3 times to use the bathroom, and that tremendously alarmed me. It rarely happens, and something like this sets me to immediate action. I was already annoyed, worried, sleep-deprived, and stressed. I was like, what's going on? How come you're waking me up at this time? At 1 a.m., 3 a.m., now 6 a.m.? So that morning, I immediately went to urgent care at our primary vet doctor, and we were there for 4 hours. Finally, after a consultation, including taking x-rays, the vet said he might have cancer in his lungs and possibly in his lymph nodes. Teddy, my senior dog, who is 14, my piece of shit, whom I love so dearly, was diagnosed with possible small masses of cancer in his lungs and having an enlarged lymph node that could potentially lead to cancer. So yeah, that's a fucking wrecking ball diagnosis. I didn't even know what to say. I just stood there blank and just looking at the doctor, and my mind just didn't know what was going on, as even the vet was explaining more in detail of how and where in his body was found. And the sad part was that I was physically alone when I got the news. I didn't know how to go about it, and so the fact that I was alone, not knowing what to do, and handling all by myself in that moment, it was a lot. It was so much. I was internally breaking. I cried, I bawled, I just in my hands and feeling this can't be happening. Don't even know what to do. I even felt like history was repeating itself, because when Teddy's brother, Charlie, he was diagnosed with prostate cancer 5 years ago. And at that time, I was in the same position. What is the best decision for Charlie? What can I do to make sure that he's not suffering anymore? I didn't want him to suffer, but even at that time, I didn't want to let him go. I didn't feel ready yet. But at the time too, his back limbs couldn't even walk. He was flat as a pancake when he was laying down. I look at him and he looks at me and just pleading with me like, I don't know what to do. I can't move my body. I can't move my legs. Help me. So now that Teddy is going through the same experience of getting diagnosed, I felt, okay, maybe I'm a bit more ready now. I have some preparation. But nope, I was not. Thankfully and fortunately for this time, Teddy can still walk. He can still love to eat. He can still drink his water. He still loves to play. So there wasn't a lot of last minute things that any more suffering that he has to go with. But I'm just like, what the fuck? How am I gonna process this? How am I supposed to process this news of having my senior baby may not be with us anymore? I felt like I was hit by a bulldozer of bam, you just got the news. But eventually, after giving myself some time to process, I was showered with support from my loved ones, that they were there for me. I felt loved knowing that my people loved Teddy too. Just quick note, Teddy is still alive, okay, y'all? He ain't dead yet. I hope he lives for much more time. He's 14, so who knows when. But I'm wishing and hoping that he could live a couple more years or a few more years. I'll be good. But yeah, even though we got the diagnosis from our vet, we are going to get a second opinion from a different doctor just to see if they're seeing the same thing as the same vet, or if there's other alternatives that he could do. Because right now, he seems decent these days. And he still, like you said, he still likes to play. He still can eat. He's still on like some pain meds. But of course, it's just one day at a time. And just watching over him to make sure he is, keeping his stuff steady. Because like you all know, like with dogs, they all believe they're still young. That they're 1 year old or 2 years old, living their best life, not knowing what's going on. Not aware that their body is like old as fuck. And just, they don't really care. So, and so, but then along with this though, how do we handle this? How do we move forward? How do I move forward with this idea that my Teddy, it will be leaving this world soon? Whether it's like right now, in a few months, few weeks, in a few years, he will be leaving this world. How would I know? And so, yeah, like right now he's fine. He's doing great. But handling this uncertainty is heart-wrenching because I think in those moments, is it time yet for him? Is he ready to go? Does he want to go? I even asked him like, hey, are you ready to go? And he looks at me, I don't know, bro. And so I'm just like, okay, that's fine. But it is the unknown. But as I'm writing this and as I'm talking to you, I don't have much information right now. But when I get the second opinion of what's going on, I will update y'all. So stay tuned for the next minisode. Well, I literally just dumped everything on y'all regarding Teddy. It's a lot. Thank you for listening and sitting with me. I really appreciate it. So if you enjoy this podcast, make sure to hit the follow button wherever you are listening and look out for new episodes every Tuesday on The Courageous Inner Beast.